It's the people to whom he says, I'll put a new spirit within you. And your flesh, your heart of stone I will take out, and I'll put in the heart of flesh. So, why does he refer to both water and spirit here? And why does Jesus feel obliged to pick them up? What's the difference between the expression of you need to be forgiven, symbolized by water, making the uncleanness go off of you, and you need a new spirit? Let me try to put the two together for you. The reason both are necessary is this. When we say that a new spirit or a new heart is given to us, we don't mean that we cease to be the human being that we were before the new birth. The human being, the morally accountable, responsible self of John Piper before I was born again, is the same human being, the same morally accountable human self as after I was born again. That's why the imagery of water and cleansing is necessary. Because if we conceived of the newness of the new creation or the newness of the new life to obliterate the human being that was before, there'd be nothing there to forgive. There'd be nothing there to cleanse. The whole concept of you need cleansing means you're there. You're not gone. And you're always going to be there. It's you. You and me bring to this thing our record. And we don't just need to be fixed up, made new. We need some cleanup and some forgiveness. Now, I know that Paul says things like, our old self was crucified. We have died with Christ. Consider yourselves dead to sin. Put off the old self. But there's no reason to take that in some kind of philosophical stretch to mean the human being who was there that just got born again is not that human being anymore. We have an old character that needs changing, an old principle that needs abolishing, old nature that needs renewing, an old bent that needs to be pushed in another direction. But as far as obliterating the John Piper who was born of the flesh, he doesn't. And you could just go back and look at the pictures. So I think the way to think about the new heart and the new spirit and the new nature is that it's still you, and you need to be cleansed and forgiven for all the stuff you did when you were 4, 10. You need forgiveness for that. That's why he died. They didn't disappear out of existence. Well, we don't have to deal with that anymore. That's gone. Nothing needs to be forgiven there. That's poof, it's annihilated. No way. We desperately need that forgiven today. I need to walk in the consciousness that everything I brought to this humanity and everything I've performed in this humanity is forgiven, cleansed. Jeremiah 33:8 clarifies, I think, what is going on here in the water thing. It says, I will cleanse them from all the guilt of their sin against me, and I will forgive all the guilt of their sin and rebellion against me. That assumes, right now, I'm dealing with a person with a record. as I put my new spirit within him. I got to deal with the record. And I'm dealing with it with this imagery of water. I'm cleaning him up. I'm canceling it out. I'm going to have my son die for these sins. But forgiveness and cleansing are not enough. This is why both water and spirit, they're not enough. We need a new way of seeing, a new way of thinking, a new way of valuing. If we're going to end up in heaven and want to be there, we need to be new, not just forgiven. Forgiven people who hate spiritual things won't be happy in heaven. And therefore they won't be there. Now we're at verses 26 and 27 in Ezekiel 36. So important. I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. So now he's moved away from the water thing of forgiveness and cleansing and all of that imagery. And now he's got another kind of imagery. Heart transplant. Heart of stone coming out, heart of flesh going in. You see that? I will remove the heart of stone, verse 26 at the end. I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. Now here's how I understand this heart transplant. The heart of stone in verse 26, the heart of stone means John Piper was dead spiritually. Stone means you touch it, it doesn't feel anything. Bang on it, resist, break your knife. Stone, cold, hard, unresponsive, unreceptive to spiritual reality. This stone, very strange stone that I was, could feel many things. No, did it have desires. Food, sex, popularity. So this stone has desires. It's just stone when it comes to Jesus. He's boring. He's uninteresting. He is not beautiful. He certainly isn't my treasure. Thank you very much. Money, popularity, what you name it, whatever your treasure is but Jesus, that's signaling you've got this stone for a heart. Everybody has desires, but only people who have that heart taken out and another heart put in feel that. Now, why does he call it a heart of flesh? I mean, that mixes us up, right? Because flesh is not what... I mean, in John 3, that which is born of the flesh is flesh. The word flesh there means what you are by human nature apart from any divine intervention. That's not the meaning here. The meaning here is contrasted with stone. And what is the contrast with stone? Soft, alive, easily pricked. The heart of flesh, this imagery of I'm going to put in you a heart of flesh simply means a heart that's now responsive, receptive. It feels spiritual reality. When Christ is lifted up, it says, yes! It can feel the worth of Jesus. Once Jesus was not worthy, now he's everything. That's the difference between stone and flesh. That's what happens in the new birth. We need more than forgiveness. We need more than cleansing. We need to be new thinking and new feeling and new valuing and new treasuring. And that's what the new birth is designed to do here. Then, he says in verse 27, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes.